Hi, hello. So I don't know why unrequited love is on my mind right now, but I want to talk about it a little bit. So obviously take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but I've been thinking a lot about unrequited love. Because a whole bunch of you were talking, because a whole bunch of you were like, talk about it. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll talk about it now, because it's really hot here, and I have nothing to do but think and roast. So I've been thinking a lot about unrequited love, and unrequited love is an abundance issue. Like when you experience pain from unrequited love, it's an abundance issue. If love does not come to you through one person or one thing, it will find its way to you through something else. Like everything on this planet is just channeling love into the planet. It's channeling things into the planet. And if you are not receiving love from something, it's because that thing is not meant to love you. And you'll probably see 10 years in the future, like, oh my God, I'm so glad that that didn't happen with that person, or I'm so glad I didn't get that career, or I'm so glad that this didn't happen, because I can see the hindsight now. I can see why, Allah, God, Steve put me on this path. I can see why things didn't work out. It's the same with people. I think that sometimes we really want things to work out with a person. And of course, when I discuss unrequited love, I'm not just referring to people who you love, but they do not love you back. But I'm talking about like careers that you want to do and things you want to do in life, but they don't love you back, or you can't seem to find a groove or get any success in a thing, even though you're pushing as hard as you can. It's an abundance issue because you think that that's as good as you are going to get. You think that that person is the end all to be all, and you could never, ever find someone who is that good and that great and loves you back. You think that that's the most that the universe has to offer. The world is limitless. The world is infinite, where anything can happen. I gotta tell you, anything can happen on this planet. If we sat down, every member of humanity, all 8 billion of us, I think it is right now, it's a crazy number, and we all told our individualized story, I guarantee you, every single thing that each of us think could happen has happened with another person. So if the possibility of it existing once means it could exist again within our lives, right? So when I say that it's an abundance issue, having unrequited love and not being able to let go of the love of that person is because there's this idea in your head that that's the best you can get. There's this idea that that was it. That was my soulmate. That was my dream job. That was what I wanted to do. That was where I wanted to be. I was in love with that place, with that thing, with that person. And if I can't have that, I don't want anything else because that was just it for me. I've been there. I've totally been there, where I'm like a bee and I'm sitting on a plastic flower. And everyone around me is like, Bailey, that's a plastic flower. There's no pollen there. You gotta leave. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I know there's no pollen here. I know there's no possibility of this. But I love it, you know? I want this job. I want this person. I want what I want. And I can't have it. And suddenly you're like a kid in the toy aisle wanting a toy, and your parents won't get it for you because they know better than you. And sometimes you sit and you think and you're like, I know better than the universe. I know better than God. I know for a fact that if I had the chance, if I was put in the position of someone that has what I want, if I was put in the position of getting the chance to love someone that I love, I know I could make it work out. If it's not in your life, don't force it. There's never been a time in my life where I wanted a job, I wanted a person, I wanted a thing, and there wasn't also an equal amount of reciprocation from them that something actually did work out. Because with unreciprocated love, you're not meant to love 110%. You're meant to love 50. And that feels weird. I gotta say, that feels very, very weird. Because those of us that have a lot of love to give, or we feel emotions very intensely, or we want what we want and we are willing to become like obsessed to get it, that's not how it's supposed to feel. You're supposed to be loved back, even by your job, even by your environment, even by the hobbies and the things that you do. There is an act of reciprocation. And the very essence of the word unreciprocated love means that it wasn't love in the first place. Everything I have loved 110%, that I threw myself into, that I didn't care if I received anything back, careers, activities, cities, people, it was great at first because I loved the opportunity that I got the fish in the sea that was mine, that I knew that I wanted, and I was able to engage with it. And then I burnt out. And then my heart got cold and bitter because I got what I wanted, but I couldn't keep it. And the thing is that I told myself, I'm like, there is no other fish in the sea. There's nothing I'm ever gonna feel this way towards. And then sure enough, a little fish came swimming along. And then I was like, oh, how did I ever think that those things I loved in the past were what was right for me? And I think we often romanticize the idea of loving someone else, loving something else, but we never romanticize being loved ourselves. We never romanticize the sweet relaxation that comes with the recognition that you are finally going to be taken care of for being yourself. I've met people that, friendship or otherwise, look at me like I'm the fucking sun. They love me just for my presence in the room. They love me for just the things that I say. And before, I would look at others like they were the sun. And they would look back at me with emptiness in their eyes. And that's not the way it's supposed to fucking be. You have found something you loved that teaches you something about yourself, that teaches yourself about what you are attracted to, what you want to do with your career, where you want to go in life. Loving something teaches you about yourself. That's what's so beautiful about it. If someone else is not loving you, it means they're not learning anything from you. There's nothing interesting they find about you. There's nothing they want to pursue with you. They're not fascinated by you. There's nothing there. Love is reciprocation. And if it's not reciprocated, it's not love. You know when you're loved, but you just don't know how to accept it. And you know that you're not being loved right now, but you're accepting it. There are other fish in the sea. And I know that's stereotypical to say in a video about unrequited love, but there are. Everyone I've known who's ever gone through a horrible relationship or a horrible career, or they lived in a city that they thought was their dream city and then it ate them alive. They moved on and they found better and they're like, ugh, I can't even believe that I used to be in that relationship with that person. I can't even believe I used to live there. I can't even believe I used to tolerate that and call it everything. You've created a false ceiling in your mind that they're the only thing. It is the only thing. In an infinite universe, you think that's the only person or the only thing that will ever give you that feeling? Try again. Because I thought, when I was a ballerina, I was like, this is all I want to do in the entirety of the world. I never want to go anywhere else. I never want to ever have to read a textbook. I never want to have to work in a restaurant. I never want to have to do anything else. I just want to dance. That's all I want to do. And of course, there's grief there. Whenever you lose something that you love, you're grieving something that is still alive, but you can no longer think of as living because it's not living in your life anymore. And to grieve is the healthiest way to let go. But I look back at those years of my life and I was like, why did I slave away and obsess so deeply about something that just beat me to the ground? Because the thing is, with YouTube and with psychology and with running, I get back as much as I put into it, which is strange. When I grind and I work really, really hard on pumping out YouTube videos as often as I can at researching the psychology behind things so that I give you appropriate facts and going on little adventures and making vlogs and working hard and editing in between my shifts and doing all this extra work, I'm rewarded equally for what I put into it. With ballet, I put my entire life, soul, blood, sweat, and tears into it, and I never even got to make it onto stage. I was barely given one performance as a professional dancer. Barely. But I gave to the nth degree of myself, and I got back maybe 0.000000001% of what I even put into it. And it is okay to ask for things. It is okay to have needs. It is okay to say, I love this thing, I love this person, but they're not meeting me halfway. I feel unloved. I feel unsafe. I feel like my needs are not being met. So I'm going to walk away, even though I hold all the love in my heart I have for you, because I know for a fact that to be loved is to be loved back. It is not a one-way street. It is not demanding, and it is not asking too much of you. It is refueling you. It is guiding you. It is helping you. It is making you grow. We romanticize starvation so much that we think if I just give of myself endlessly, something will come out of this. If something is not meant for you, then I swear to God, the universe will put roadblock after roadblock after roadblock in between you and that. I've watched it happen. I've heard stories of it happening to other people. You are protected endlessly, yet you don't listen, exercise your free will, and then wonder why your heart is broken. Sometimes there are signs and signals that something isn't right. Sometimes you pour yourself into something and you get nothing back, and sometimes it's okay to walk away from that. It's okay to say that I want to be loved back in the same way that I love. I want what I put into this to come back to me. I don't want to burn myself out trying to love something that will never be there for me. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay to prioritize yourself, and it's okay to say that I will love and I will grieve and I will walk away. I will not go begging for something that should be given effortlessly, unconditionally, and continually. Love is an abundant thing, and if I can't find it here, I will go somewhere else. As much as I do not want to, I will walk away. And that's something you gotta practice. Because I have loved and tried, and I lost everything multiple times. People, places, careers, friends, family, everything. All my dreams, everything I ever could have hoped to be. And you know what? I spent a year grieving, and then I got back up on my feet and I'm like, let me try something else. And I did. And I found other things that were unreciprocated in the love that gave back. And then I found some things that did love me back, that cared, that showed up, that promised, that gave me back what I put into it. And I was like, oh, these are the things that are meant to stay in my life forever. These are the things that are meant to support me along my path. These are the people I want in my inner circle. Wow, this is what returned love is supposed to feel like. I'm no longer returning to that place where I beg for the bare minimum from everything in my life, and then wonder why I feel so unloved. I only go where I am treated fairly, and that is not egotistical to say. That is self-care, and that is self-love. Rip yourself away from the things that are not loving you back. Leave. Do not stay. Do not stay where you are begging and hungry, because I guarantee you there is a feast out there somewhere for you. Find it